Had to put on the do not disturb. Okay. We are ready, 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 ready. Good evening if you're catching me live, and good morning, good evening, good afternoon if you're catching me on a replay. How y'all doing? Happy Thursday. Happy Friday Eve. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Let's talk patches. While we wait on people to come in and get comfy cozy, we'll do our housekeeping. Thank you for joining me for the patch practice on tonight. I am the patch practitioner. I will introduce myself to some and present myself to others. My name is Hephzibah Beulah. I am your RN Wellness Health and Beauty Practitioner, affectionately known as the Patch Practitioner, which means I am an independent distributor of the Superpatch neuro devices of the Superpatch company. And this program, the Patch Practice, comes on live every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night so that I can help to educate you, acclimate you, and familiarize you with the patches so that you can embrace neurotechnology. The future is now, and so that you can start to get relief from the most common issues, ailments, things that inhibit wellness and health. Okay, that may be sleeplessness or poor sleep habits. It may be chronic fatigue. It may be low libido or low energy levels. It may be chronic pain. It may be inflammation, symptoms associated with common sicknesses and diseases or diagnoses such as could be symptoms associated with arthritis, sciatica, neuropathy, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, could be, if you're on the spectrum, symptoms associated. So we will give a disclaimer on tonight. The disclaimer is that the Superpatch company nor myself make any medical claims. The Superpatch does not heal, treat, or cure any diseases. However, it does aid and assist in the most common symptoms associated with the stuff I just named, okay? Like I said, the inflammation, sleeplessness, being stressed out, symptoms associated with anxiety and depression, low energy levels, low libido, low stamina, low endurance. If you're an athlete, it helps improve your natural agility. These things that I'm telling you are already been clinically proven. There's already the peer review studies. It's not in your mind. It's not something that's a placebo effect, okay? That's already been established. The science is settled. The Superpatch is a personal wellness device and company. And I'm all about personal wellness. Please share this with your family, your friends, your coworkers, people that you know that may be interested in something that has no ingredients, no botanicals, no pharmaceuticals, no extracts, no ingredients. It is a neuro device. And it is an adhesive neuro device. I'll show you one. We're going to talk about frequently asked questions on tonight. And if you have a question, please type it in. Y'all say, hey, y'all speak. Don't be rude. Don't be coming up in here consuming all this knowledge, okay? And all of these good vibes. And don't speak. How y'all doing? How was your day? My day was amazing. I'm doing amazing. So these are the neuro devices. You can see they are translucent. This is the Zen patch, okay? And you just stick it on the skin. The patch is the messenger, because you may say, Hephzibah, if there are no ingredients, how do they work? They work through neurotechnology, brain, body. So when you place the patch on your skin, and you may be able to see the ridges on the patch, each of the patches has a pattern. The pattern, the patch itself is the messenger. And the nerves endings in your skin, the neuroreceptors, the ion channels, receive the message just like Braille. People that are blind that run their fingers over the ridges called Braille. And that's how they know a A, a B, a C, a D, the word cat, dog, whatever. So it's vibro-tactile technology. Tactile meaning touch. Vibration. Tactile, trigger technology. Okay? So when these patches hit the skin and the nerves in the skin, just like if you put your hand on a hot stove, the reason you know to snatch your hand back before it burns is because in a moment, in a twinkling of an eye, the nerves in your skin send a signal to the brain. Pain, hot, damage will cause injury, and you snatch it away. All of that happens in just a matter of seconds. It's the beauty of the design of the body that God made us, okay? Made for us, okay? So this is what the patches look like, and they're a neuroadhesive device. So tonight we're going to talk about frequently asked questions. If at any time you would like to have a free consultation with me, and it usually takes about 15 minutes depending on how much you talk, okay? And you can DM me or text the word patch, P-A-T-C-H, to 229-886-3131, or you can DM me so that we can get you scheduled for your free super patch consultation. Why do I recommend the consultation? Because there are 15 different patches. These are not even all 15. Okay, there's 15 different patches that have different indications for different issues and symptoms that you may be experiencing. Some of those symptoms may overlap, and to prevent you from buying way more patches than you probably need to, because the patches work and they work amazing, okay? And so I help you get the maximum amount of effect for the fewest amount of patches that you may need. Of course, we can add in the future if we need to, but you can start out with a patch plan to help you with your greatest issues that you're suffering, that preventing you from doing the things that will cause you to be living your best life, okay? And so that's why I highly, highly, highly recommend you scheduling the free patch consultation with me so that I can utilize my 27 years experience as a registered nurse to help you get patched appropriately. That's what you get when you get me as your distributor. You get all of those 27 years of nursing expertise, experience in pain management, chronic pain, the most common symptoms and diseases, and the proper education so that you can be patched efficiently and effectively. Because one thing I know about patients, if it is not cost effective, meaning that if it breaks the bank and if it's complex, y'all won't do what you're supposed to do. You will not comply. But if it's cost effective and it's easy, like a Sunday morning, you will comply. You are more have more chances of being compliant. And guess what? Hey B, how you doing, love? How you niece? Thank y'all for coming on tonight. Thank you for the love and support. Thank y'all for speaking, not being rude. So when you use these patches on a regular basis, meaning that you apply the patches every day, because you should be changing your patch every single day, okay? The recommended usage is 24 hours, okay? And so when you change the patches every day, for instance, if you have chronic pain, let's take chronic pain for instance, and you apply the patches every day for an extended period of time. Maybe it's 2 months, maybe it's 3 months. I've even heard it be as little as 2 weeks. There is a chance, depending on the condition causing the pain, that you can be pain-free permanently and not even need the patches anymore. You know why? Because the patches, the reason you and I have experienced the chronic pain is because it's broken neural networks in the brain. And what the patches have been clinically proven to do, the science is settled, okay, is to rewire, reprogram, rebuild, repair those broken neural networks. So that's why consistency is key with the patches. All right, let's get down to business. So we are going to talk about in my little trusty dusty notebook I got from the little women's gathering that I went to a couple of weeks ago. I wrote down some frequently asked questions. Now, there are some FAQs on the website. Speaking of website, I didn't give you my website. It's the patchpractitioner.superpatch.com. Again, it's the patchpractitioner.superpatch.com. If you are a clinician, the 16 published peer-reviewed studies are there, as well as our bomb fire A1 clinical advisory team, okay? World class. And they're on there for your reference, but you all can see more information on how the patches work. You can read up on all 15 of the patches and then take your time and schedule your free consultation with me. Again, that's the patchpractitioner.superpatch.com. And there are some FAQs on there, but I am covering some FAQs that are not necessarily listed on there, or I plan to go into more detail on tonight. So we're going to get started with the FAQ number 1, and I really want to cover this one. I have had people ask me, and fellow associates, people that are on my team, in my community, okay, that ask this question right here. Do we have patches for strokes? Do we have patches for high blood pressure? Do we have patches for ADHD? Do we have patches for autism? Do we have patches for menopause? Do we have patches for insomnia? Do we have patches for cellulitis? Do we have patches for diabetes? Do we have patches for hypothyroidism? Do y'all have patches for lupus? The answer to that is no, no, and no. We do not have patches that treat, cure, or heal any medical diagnosis. If it got an ICD-9 code, baby, we don't have a patch for that. What we do have are patches that aid and assist in symptoms associated with those diseases. Okay? So, let me give you a great example. I love using this example. I never get tired of using it because it drives the point home. I love using my beloved brother as an example. He has bone on bone in both hip. Okay, well, not in the right hip anymore because he had a hip replacement. Okay, bone on bone knee, bone on bone hip. This is not, my brother got the bone on bone hip, but if you got bone on bone anything, the patches is not going to cure that. Will the patches take away the pain? For 87% of the people, they experience, in a matter of minutes, most of them, 74% decrease in their pain level, meaning that 85% of people experience going from an 8 to a 4, right? A 74, that's not really, that would be like an 8 to a 2 or a 3 to 74% decrease, okay? Because a 4 would only be 50%. So now you might not feel the pain, but that doesn't mean you still don't have the bone on bone. Okay, that's the perfect example. And so people would think, well, I don't have to get my knee replaced anymore because I don't hurt anymore. You know, in the medical field, in the nursing community, pain is the 5th vital sign. It's called the 5th vital sign. You got your heart rate, your respiratory rate, your blood pressure, your oxygen level, right? And then you got your pain. You got your pain level. Pain is the 5th vital sign. And so pain lets us know that something is going wrong or that there's something going on in the body. That's why it's a vital sign. Okay? So if you have bone on bone in the hip, knee, or shoulder, you still need that surgery because guess what the patches do not do? They do not replace the cartilage that is no longer there. They don't replace the fluid, the bursa, the things that withstand the impact and the shock absorbing tissue that is in between the bone. That is not there. And even though you are not hurting, you still putting that pressure and that compounding, walking, running, doing whatever on that joint, and you can fracture the joint if you don't get it repaired. So that is a perfect example of how the patch aid and assist with a bone on bone joint. It doesn't heal. It doesn't treat the joint. Okay. It doesn't do that, but it does aid and assist with the pain associated with the bone-on-bone situation. Okay? So the patches do not treat, heal, or cure. They don't even aid and assist in high blood pressure, diabetes, stroke patients. Okay? But you may have a stroke patient that has mobility issues, balance issues, unsteady gait, right? Those are symptoms or manifestations or the residual, if you will, of a stroke. They may have slurred speech. Okay? They may have difficulty or trouble remembering things. Okay? So the patches, certain patches could aid and assist in symptoms associated with it and help improve mobility. And we have countless testimonial video coverage and footage of people who were not mobile before, who have not been able to walk without assistance, or if at all, and then using the patches, the patches have aided and assisted them regaining mobility or some level of mobility. So that is the answer to that question. We don't have patches that treat, heal, or cure any diseases, but tell us what the issues are. I tell the team when they say Hephzibah, whatever, do we have patches for a stroke? I always tell them no. Ask them what the symptoms are that they're having with the stroke. What do they need help with? What do they need aided and assist? And that's how we decide which patches are best for you. Okay. And also, if you would like a listing of the patches that we have, maybe you don't want to go on the website. Maybe you don't have the internet, or you don't want to go on your phone on the internet, or it may be you might not be tech savvy. I will gladly text you. Most people, even the older generation, can text. And I would text you or your caregiver, your son, your daughter, your niece, your nephew, your cousin, and them. I will text them a nice, neat flyer that we have that lists all of 15 of the patches and what they are for. Okay? All of the things that they aid and assist with. Be more than happy to do it. Next question. How long should you wear the patches? The patches are recommended to be worn for 24 hours and then changed, okay? There are people that wear the patches multiple days before they remove them. For instance, if they have chronic pain, okay? And I have advised people to do this. So I'm not against it, but I want you to know what the recommendation is to change them every 24 hours. Okay. Now, if you put on my combo, y'all know I sell the 3 and the 5 day chronic pain combo. Okay. And some people can make that 3-day combo last 6 to 8 days. I got people that buy the 5-day pack and I don't hear from them till the next month because they can stretch those patches. Okay. The patches are waterproof. So yes, you can wear them for days and still shower. Okay. So I tell people, especially if they're on a budget and they want the patches, but they can't necessarily afford to buy the full pack, or they just watching their budget, or because the patches simply work that well. It may not be a financial issue. Maybe the patches just work that well and they don't want to change them every day because they're not hurting. So why change it? So there are people that do wear the patches 2-3 days, and some people have worn them even longer than that. I know when I first put on my combo, my Liberty, Peace, and Freedom combo for my right shoulder, I wore the patches almost 3 days before I started feeling pain again. Almost 3 days before I had to change it. Okay, so I just want to share that. Okay, so but the recommendation is 24 hours. And let me say this too. I change mine every day. I change mine every 24 hours because for 2 reasons. I'm going to tell you the reason I change mine religiously every 24 hours. Number 1, because I know how the patches work. Okay, because I wear my patches faithfully every single day, I have missed a day, and I noticed that my pain in my right shoulder had greatly decreased. And a lot of times I don't even feel it now that I've worn it over 2 months every day. So that's one reason to wear. If you got chronic issues that you're using the patches for, okay, you need to use the patches every single day, because when you apply the fresh patches every day, your brain is repairing the broken neural networks that's causing the issues in the first place, okay? Other thing is, you don't have any way of knowing how effective the patch is working for stuff other than pain. Now, pain, you can tell, because if you're not in pain, you automatically know. But what about this Defend patch that I just pulled out? How do I know that it's still working and the body is steadily producing oils and sweat and moisture being trapped under there? Okay, so how do I know my blood is flowing as well as it does if I don't? So some of the patches, you're not going to be able to physically look or feel the difference if you don't change the patch. So like this Defend patch is getting changed every day. Same thing with the Lumi patch. You have no way of knowing if it's still working if you wear the Lumi patch more than one day, because you can't tell how much oil or whatever, even though it's sticking to you and it may look. So the recommendation, I'm a stickler for that kind of stuff, using things as directed. I guess that's the nurse in me. But the second reason, so the first reason, I want my neural networks repaired. So that's why I change. And the second reason I change every day is that I do have somewhat sensitive skin. There are people that experience skin sensitivity to the patches. Okay, there are people that, and myself included, if I wear that patch 2-3 days, I'm going to be itching. Matter of fact, and when I take it, or it may start to get a little red or a little rash. That's another reason. So not only do I change my patches every day, but I also rotate. How I have this here now, it'll be right there tomorrow, or right there, or right there. Okay, I wear about 4 or 5 patches a day, and I rotate those patches every single day. My Defend patch, I put one on the leg, I alternate the leg side of my leg each day. Okay, I will alternate. I'll take this Liberty patch tomorrow. It'll be right there. That's to keep my skin from having any irritation. So that's another reason. If you wear the patches 2, 3, 4, 5 days, you increase your chances of having itchy, red, or rash, a red skin, or whatever. So that's the other reason. So 24 hours is the recommendation. But do you, boo? The next question, how many patches should I wear at a time? How many patches should I wear at a time? So we have 15 different patches. Nothing's going to happen to you if you were to able to find a spot to put all 15 patches. Okay. So if you have chronic pain and you need to focus and you need some energy, and you trying to lose weight, okay? You trying to manage your weight, right? You can possibly be wearing the Liberty and the Freedom for chronic pain. You could be wearing the Focus patch, okay? You could be wearing the Boost patch for the energy. And then you could be wearing the Ignite patch, right? And the Kick It to help you manage your weight. Oh, maybe you got a few menopausal symptoms, night sweats. You might want to add the Rocket. So depending on what you got going on, it is safe to wear as many patches as you need to be living your best life. Get your patch, get your life. Now, the next question, should I double up on my patches? This is a great question. Should I double up on my patches? The answer is, if you need to, because this is something new that the patch practitioner is saying, okay? But hold your horses, because I have always said the only patch that is recommended for you to wear multiple of the patches at one time, or that one particular patch, is the Freedom. Meaning that if you had pain in the knee, pain in the shoulder, and pain on this shoulder, you could be possibly wearing 3 different Freedom patches. And the recommendation was to apply one patch at a time. So the reason I'm changing my story is because, or updating you, okay, is because the CEO, okay, the mind, the brains behind these patches has come to us in the last couple of months and said he has experienced, this is not a study related to my knowledge yet, the studies are ongoing with the patches, okay, you need to know that. So he has said that he has worn 2 rims and got better sleep. He has said he has worn 2 Zens and got even better clarity and creativity from wearing 2 patches, okay? And then I had a client, a customer that is a caregiver of someone that was in a motor vehicle accident and suffered from traumatic brain injury. And I consulted with the physician, and the physician, because of the brain damage. Now, this is above my head. Okay, Jay Dollywall, CEO. He is a software engineer, and he helped the top neurologist, Nobel Prize winning neurologist, and him being a software engineer, developed these patches. So that's way above my pay grade. The physician that I consulted about this particular customer with her son, she's way above my education level and pay grade. Okay. So because that physician had read the clinical studies, okay, which I have tried to read them, y'all. This might as well have to put an Arabic book in front of me. I could not read it, okay, but she could. And so based on her medical expertise, she recommended doubling up on his patches, placing one strategically along the spine, alongside the other, blah, 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 blah. So at the recommendation, and those, like I said, those are not documented, but hey, if you put on 2 and 2 helps you, do you, boo? What my girl Tabitha Brown say? That's my business. That's your business. If you put on multiple patches, if you put on 2 Victory and it helps you, if you put on 2 Lumi and your skin is popping just a little bit more than it normally pops when you wear 1, have at it. Get your patch, get your life, baby. I ain't got nothing to say about it. But I just wanted to give you that update. And then, last but not least, and I thank you all so much for hanging in there with me. Are the patches safe for children? Are the patches safe for children? Now, I am a registered nurse. I have a lot to lose if somebody decides or has an adverse reaction or issue. So this is another reason why I'm a stickler for the recommendations and the research. Because I took an oath to do no harm as a registered nurse, and I don't plan on doing any harm as a registered nurse. I have not in 27 years done any harm to anybody, and I don't plan on starting through Superpatch. Okay? So the recommendation you will probably see in the internet, because I've seen it, and I think it's great. Testimonials of people putting them on babies, on planes, when they're crying to calm them down. They might put a peace patch. Okay? You may see people putting the patches on children that are on the spectrum that are getting amazing results at an early age. The Superpatch company and Jay Dollywall recommendation is 6 years and older. That's the recommendation, 6 years or older. Are you going to hurt your child to put it on at 4, at 3, at 1 year, at 6 months? I cannot tell you that. I don't think so, because there's no ingredients to the patches. Now, let me tell you, in my nursing mind, I wanted to ask the question, and I have not had the chance to ask the question yet. If anybody is of medical expertise, or Jay, if you happen to see this, or somebody that has that kind of level of knowledge, you can chime in. But as a nurse, I know that the developmental length of time for a child, the first 5 years, is very, very critical. Their brain grows so rapidly. Okay? So up until 5 is so critical. So I personally believe, this is just me, this is not nothing I read, this is nothing I heard Mr. Dollywall say. I personally believe that that's why 6 is the recommended age, because of the time frame of the very, very rapid development of the brain from 0 to 5 years. So that being said, Booty Pops will not be getting, that's my grandbaby, Zorian. She will not be having no patches applied. Okay? Even though her mama caught her putting on her patches. But I'm not worried that she caught her putting on patches. Okay? I would be worried if she caught her taking multiple pills or Tylenol or some other prescription. But with the patch, I don't have to. I laughed. I thought it was fun because I know that there is nothing going to happen to my baby because her mama caught her sticking on her patches. Okay, so if you have any more questions, you can type it in the comments or you can DM me. Again, if you would like to have a consultation regarding the super patch and the products, you can DM or text me. Text the word patch, PATCH, to 229-886-3131, or you can DM me and we can get you on my schedule. We can get you on my schedule, and you can also visit my website so that you can review the patches, look at the video. It's a quick video. It's nothing long. We know the attention span is not there. We know people that this has ruined our attention span, swiping. So you can go on there and watch that quick video to teach you how the patches work. You can look at the patches and get back with me. My website should be here linked on this live, the Patch Practitioner.superpatch.com. Thank y'all so much, and tell somebody about your girl. If you need anybody that you know that needs a consultation, tell them about me. Send them this video. DM them this video. You can tag them in this video if I said anything. Y'all let me know how I'm doing. Let me know if you have any content that you would like for me to cover. Anything about any diseases, any medications, any of the patches, any questions, any issues, troubleshooting the patches. Okay? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. All right. Y'all have an amazing night. I love you so much. God bless you. Treat people right.